Hello, and welcome to the podcast Journey to Ethiopia with a Story. This is Bethlehem, Attfield. I have more good news to share today. My translation of Adam Reta's book, Auntie Lomi Shita, has been published under the title Couch Grass by Fidessa Publishing, and it will be available at the end of this month. Today, I'll read a brief excerpt from it. Auntie Lomi Shita, an excerpt from an Amharic traditional nursery rhyme. My lady, Auntie Lomi Shita, what did that man say last night? Nothing, he told me nothing. But for me, he'd leave his marriage, he said. For you, he won't leave his marriage. He's sworn an oath by his spear and shield. A raven nestled atop my house. Thinking I had left, it flew away. May I take a flight, may I have wings, bitter as elephant's bile, lofty as a brave man's heart. Auntie Lomi Shita, my lady. He is so daring, isn't he? Oh, cheeky. He came close to the lady's side in the church courtyard, where we had gathered for worship. Oh, his nerve and craftiness. I lent him my ears thinking he was a woman. Then in that lovely deep voice of his, gruff as a rumbling engine, he said,
"Oh yes, you have a lemon scent."
Honestly, I was so shocked. Why wouldn't I be? After all, it was a voice I recognized, and it belongs to the man who caught my eye, my snacker. Oh my! When I turned around, I noticed he was wearing a long traditional dress and his face was covered with a pretty shema with red hems. Do you think he backed off a little to give me time to compose myself? No, he went on. He thought I didn't recognize him. He calmly scanned the surroundings with a smile, then came closer to me and said,
"I'm a snugger,"
along with some other sweet nonsense. Sensual words one should not utter in such a holy place. Well, what can I do? I can't make a scene in front of all the worshippers, can I? I think people around us heard him whispering. I couldn't look up to check. I thought of telling him off. How dare you come to the church dressed like a woman? And how dare you say these wicked things? Go away. But I didn't have the guts to do it. Squirming with fear, I continued to listen to him. On that dawn, when the annual St. Mary worship was held, he kept pouring sweet, heart-melting words into my ears. Although I was leaning and bowing my head for prayer, my body was revived by his words. I love to chatter. I prefer those who chat with me even more than those who provide for my upkeep. When I finally looked up, I could see that my chaperone, the servant called Hulagarish, understood what was happening. Although half of her face was covered by her gabi, the corner of her eyes crinkled with a smile. Why was she covering her face with her gabi? Is it to mock me? She who didn't even own the gabi in which she drapes herself, borrowing a stinking one from her father, a smoker of cheap cigarettes, a gureza or a niala. I'm not being snobbish, but I didn't want her to be too close when she had that gabi on, because of that cigarette stench. When we return from church, she always hurries back to her father's house to return the gabi he drapes over his shoulders when he goes out. It is I who give her the money to buy the grains she eats and the soap she washes with. I think her father takes some of it anyway, because she never looks well. A loose woman who is destined to grow old the same way she's always been. Poor. That morning, she was sitting under an old pine tree, looking like bird shit.